Tonight, the FBI and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement have joined the search for a missing Florida woman. Miya Marcano was last seen at her Orlando apartment complex 1 week ago today. The Orange County Sheriff's Department says they've conducted extensive searches in 3 different counties across Central Florida, but have no luck locating the 19-year-old college student. There are still lots of questions that remain unanswered in this case. Joining me now to answer some of those questions is BNC's legal contributor and veteran prosecutor Paul Henderson. All right, Paul. Well, first, hi.
Good to see you.
I always like to dig right in there. All right, I like to get started quickly. All right, so hundreds of thousands of people go missing every year, and the only law enforcement agency involved are local police departments. So why are state police and the FBI involved in this case?
Well, it's a subjective call from law enforcement as to when they call in the reserves, and the reserves can be important, especially in the case like this. And typically, it's when investigators or law enforcement want to do an expansive search and there are exigent circumstances. But again, this is a subjective call, so that we're always guessing as to when, how, and why that particular agent may have called in the reinforcement. And it could be a number of variables, like it's a small force. They only have 3 or 4 people that they can spare or that are available for the investigation, and they may need more. Or they need to track resources or leads or have hunches that mean that somebody missing could be across state lines, and they will need federal jurisdiction in order to conduct their investigation. It's any number of those things, but it's typically driven by expediency and exigency to determine when and if they need help and support.
Paul, you wrote the reward policy for the San Francisco Police Department. A $15,000 reward is now being offered for information in these types of cases. Are rewards helpful in finding missing persons, or do they produce more false leads?
Well, it can be helpful, but again, everything is always subjective. And so I hate to give you always the legal answer, but here's what's behind that $15,000. That may motivate folks to call in or share information that they may have. But the issue is what's behind that number in particular. How do they even come up with $15,000? That's usually determined by the law enforcement agency. But frequently, communities can get involved as well and raise their own funds, to raise awareness and or encourage people to testify or give leads to law enforcement. And that's generally what they're looking for at this stage of an investigation. They want open leads that people are motivated to talk about so that they have a direction to go in as they continue to look for whomever is missing. And that's why it's important. Oftentimes, there's a lot of disparity there when you look at how much rewards are being offered for one case versus another, especially when you're relying on just the community to raise those funds and not law enforcement themselves and or the local municipality that's behind those funds. And this is before we look at all of this with a lens of race, because as you can imagine, there's a lot of disparity there, even when you're relying on the community to have to raise their own funds, and especially in those circumstances.
Now, the first 72 hours of an investigation is the most critical when it comes to the investigation of missing persons. So tell us why that is.
Well, for 2 main reasons. One, you have to have accurate information and exigent information. So you want to get information as quickly as possible of accurate leads with information about where that person may have gone. And here's why. If someone had a sighting at one location and then there's a sighting at a second location, oftentimes law enforcement can evaluate at least the direction that people may have been traveling in. Also, you need to track down with a very quick accuracy what the last visual somebody had on that person, so you can make a determination and almost circle with a map of how much time has passed, so that you know and understand how far they could have traveled, how quickly they could have traveled, were they on foot, were they in a car, were they riding, were they driving? All of these things need to be determined almost immediately. And then the secondary issue beyond the exigency is the accuracy of that evidence itself. And so that if you are going to collect evidence, almost like following the breadcrumbs, you need to know if there's a DNA sample that can be tested and be accurately reflected for the person looking at. If there's an abandoned car, if there are car keys, if there are bags, those kinds of things, you need to try and identify them, one, before that evidence disappears or blows away or is diminished by the temperature or the weather conditions. Those are the kinds of things that determine what is taking place in those first 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours that define the leads in which law enforcement is going to track down what's going to happen. Oftentimes, when there are exigent circumstances, they need to determine right away who is the last person with this missing person. Was it a loved one? Was it someone that cared for this person? Was it a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Where are they? What is their version of the story? The timing is very crucial and oftentimes is outcome determinative based on what information law enforcement can receive about an individual in that first period that the investigation begins.
Well, Paul, police say a maintenance worker who used an access key to enter Mia's apartment remains the main suspect in the case. He has now died from an apparent suicide. Police interviewed him last week, but said they didn't have enough information to detain him. What sort of information would police need to detain a suspect in this case?
Yeah, well, for detention, generally you need a reasonable suspicion, right? And that's a legal standard. And oftentimes that means the investigation there or the detention is both brief and cursory. Now that's defined and limited on a case-by-case basis on the circumstances, the information, and the detention itself and the inquiry. So for example, if I'm just asking questions on the sidewalk, it could be consensual, but if I'm asking those same questions with 10 other officers with guns drawn, that's a detention. And like I said, the standard is reasonable suspicion, and it's a reasonable interpretation of what someone may consider to be reasonable. And the transition from detention escalates and can escalate into an arrest. And that's an entirely different standard, but one that you almost can anticipate by why a detention did or did not escalate into an arrest.
All right, veteran prosecutor and legal contributor Paul Henderson, thank you so much. We're going to be seeing you later on in the hour. Thank you. All right, now I want to pull in BNC correspondent Stephanie Bertini, who has been following this story and joins us now live from Orlando. Stephanie, please give us the latest.
Good evening. So I'm at the apartment complex where Miya was last seen. Miya Marcano lived at this apartment complex in Orlando. She also worked here. She was a college student in the area. Home for her is South Florida, but she was out here for college. That's what we know about why she was here and why she lived and worked here. Now, there was a prayer vigil tonight. Her parents were here. They're up from South Florida. Of course, as you can imagine, they want answers. They want their daughter home. We're seeing the community here in Central Florida coming together. Prayers offered. The hope is that she will be found safe. Miya Marcano, just 19 years old. When you look at that missing poster, when you look at her face, fresh-faced young girl, barely an adult, just 19, disappeared. It's been a week now, 7 days. Her family figured out something was wrong because she was supposed to fly home. She was supposed to get a flight to Fort Lauderdale, back to Central Florida to see her parents, and she didn't make it on that flight, and that's when she was reported missing. That was over the weekend, last weekend. And then shortly after, they identify this person of interest, right? So they identify Armando Caraballo. Now, what we know about him is that he worked here at the complex as well. So they worked together. Now, according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and this is from the sheriff, out of his mouth, he said that this guy was rejected several times from Marcano. Okay, so that's a possible motive. We don't know for sure. And the reason we don't know is because he was initially questioned, as we just went over here in making the case. And by the time police went back, because they found out he used a key because he worked at the complex to get into her apartment, when they found that out and went back to question him further, they had a search warrant. Maybe it would have led to an arrest, but they found out he died from an apparent suicide. So that's a dead end in the investigation, so to speak, throughout throughout the course of this week, we've seen the search really intensify. Now the FBI is involved. This search spans over 3 different counties in Central Florida. It's a large area. And today, the efforts were concentrated about 48 miles from this Orlando apartment complex. This area where she lived, the Arden Apartments, right? So 48 miles from here in New Smyrna Beach, that's where they were focusing their efforts, because it's been reported that the person of interest, his cell phone last pinged in that area. A lot of unanswered questions. We saw mom here tonight, grandma, we saw dad, we saw extended family, we saw a lot of people with broken hearts, many of them still holding on to hope. Again, she's just 19 years old, missing. Investigators working hard right now to find this young woman.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much for that update.